Alrighty, let's have a look. Are we going to be live? That'd be great. We are live. Okay, let's go post this in Discord and see what's going on. There we go. Awesome. Let's change all of the stuff that we need to do down here. So here we go. That should hopefully... Hello guys, how are you? Hopefully everything is working. I'm just kind of in the standby mode at the moment. So today we are going to be talking about refining sketches. Hopefully that's going to change, like that comes through. Hello Declan, Frieden, SK. Awesome to see you all. Whoop whoop. Yeah, I'm just kind of changing the little... I forgot to change the description, so I'm going to change the description while we sit here on standby and wait for anyone else who wants to come in. It's going to be like kind of like an arty chat, I suppose, while I work on commissions. So how is everybody today? I hope you guys are doing awesome. There we go. Aha! So all of it's been saved, and now what we're going to do is I'm gonna be so totally awesome and do a thing. Ready? My intro is here. I can now actually do my my awesome intro into what I'm doing. So I hope, yeah, day off, always good. I know, right? I am so jelly of you right now. So, so now I've got this sketch here. It was really quick, and like, because I really kind of needed to get it sorted out, earlier today, after I finished my day job. Can we talk about the YouTube update? I have absolutely no idea. I've been gone for the last week. This is the first time I've actually come online. Tell me about the YouTube update. You guys tell me about the YouTube update, because I actually don't know anything about the YouTube update whatsoever. It's a mobile thing, hey? Yeah, fair enough. All right, so we have a mermaid. Ta-da! We're doing Glowly's Minecraft skin avatar thing, and I was going to talk about how I refine a sketch. Since this is a really general sketch, as you can see, it's pretty big and boxy. There's not much detail in it. So if you guys have any particular questions about refining sketches, let me know. But I'm basically going to go through and tell you what... Mermaids for the win! Yes, I'm not good at girls. You guys know that I'm not good at girls, but I think I'm slowly getting better at girls, since most people that commission me for girls, which is really, really funny. I find it really funny that they commission me for girls. So I'm gonna start refining now. As you can see, I've got all of the... No, she's not. She's got all of the details here that I needed to capture from the sketch in the skin that I was sent pictures of. So she's got a starfish in her hair. She's got this really beautiful kind of frilly top with a flower on it. And then obviously she's got a mermaid tail, and long hair. And she wanted it to be kind of feminine, really feminine, and a little bit kind of mysterious. So I'm hoping that the lovely hooded feminine eyes, which I'm going to put a lot of eyelashes on, is going to really kind of help. Now I usually sketch in a really big brush size because it's much easier to kind of get all of your ideas down if you're sketching with a larger brush size, at least for me. So I'm obviously not going to be sketching with a brush size as big as I was the first time. I want to be able to put a little bit more detail into this sketch. Hey, Moo Face. Yeah, well, mysterious is one of the words I got. So, but kind of, you know, like ethereal and really feminine is what we're going for. Hopefully it'll end up looking that way. Or I will do my best. But right now, obviously we're not going to be trying to line art this. We're going to just try and get more of the details that we want into it, like better shapes, just so I can follow on when I do my line art. I'm using my new drawing pen thing, Declan, because that's why I got this. I got this so I could, you know, stream and work better. So I'm sitting here with my new drawing tablet. Okay, Frieden, thank you for coming. I hope to see you around another stream. I will be streaming this Saturday. We finally have a Saturday stream time. So definitely, hopefully we'll catch you then. So, yeah, I am using the new tablet. I really do want to get used to it. It's beautiful and wonderful and lovely. And I want to really be able to utilize it for, you know, commissions for you guys, artwork for you guys, and streaming. So yeah. So when I do a refining sketch, obviously it looks like I'm doing line arts, but for me, none of these lines really are what I would consider line art quality. So I'm actually just being really, really loose right now. Trying to get in a little bit more detail, and that's all this kind of sketch phase for me is just trying to get in the detail where I really want it. And you see, I already know right now there's too much of it here, and I don't like it. Oopsie daisies, we should be getting an eraser. See, I already don't like any of this, so I'm gonna do this. No worries. Talk to you later, Declan. So, SK, I know that you have more, like, you have quite specific questions about the way that I sketch and things like that. So, if you do have any questions, just pop in with them. I'll do my best to answer them. But yeah, so the way I refine sketches is that I'm actually just going in here and going to see what I like, what I don't like, and try my very best to kind of nail it down in this phase so that my line art phase goes a little bit smoother than this. As you can see, there's a lot of erasing, a lot of indecision. Me just going, well, I don't like that, so we're not going to use it. And this is where I tend to figure out where I want all my bubbly bits. As you can see, my style is quite bouncy. I guess you would say it's a bit bouncy. And why did I not like the hair previously? There was too much detail. Now that's something, like, for me, I have a bit of a struggle with. It's a love-hate relationship. With such a cartoony, simple, kind of anime-inspired style, you can run the risk of over-complicating. Especially for me, because I'm not doing the super detailed anime style. Okay, no worries. Yeah, I'm not doing the kind of the super detailed anime style. I'm trying to keep it chibi-ish in terms of the Japanese influence, but also more cartoony in the sense that we want to give you enough information in the detail that it's correct and is the way the client, in this case it's the wonderful Glowly, the way that she wants her character to be portrayed. Okay, but without overloading such a simple style with way too much. You know, so you want to be able to get the flow of the hair which is great, but you don't want 50 million strokes in it, which is the reason why I'm sitting here hating it, because there's just way too much going on for my liking. So I'm probably just going to erase again, because getting that kind of balance between what will be the best stylistic choice and what feels right for the character and what feels good is what I try and focus on in this kind of stage. Now most people will say, yeah, you're overthinking it, it looked great, but you know, this isn't my character, it's not my stylistic choice. I really want to kind of be able to get the feelings, the adjectives that Glowly has given me in terms of the way that she wants her character portrayed, the way that she wants it to feel. I really need to use line to emote, which I suppose is the hard part about it, because I'm not very good at drawing girls, and it seems that many people want me to draw females. And I'm learning how certain bold lines can mean certain things in terms of femininity and things, because obviously I have quite a bold line art style, and girls' hair has a lot of movement. As you can see, I'm detailing this particular part of the hair far more than I seem to want to detail the top of the hair, and that's because I want to get a sense of real movement and volume, and I don't really need too much of that in the top of the hair, but this bottom part of the hair, to get that more soft feminine feel, it needs to flow in a certain way to create that. So this is what I'm kind of trying to work on at the moment, just refining the way that I want these lines to be when I go to do them, and where they should connect to give the feelings that I wanna give, and how this character is ethereal and magical and beautiful, and perhaps softer than other characters that I may have drawn in the past, or not as energetic but still full of wonder and magic, and that it's that kind of the difference between, you know, that kind of mystical vibe and that super fun, happy anime vibe that I've done in the past for other people who seem to really love adventurous characters and all that kind of stuff. This is a quieter, more intrinsically beautiful character, and that's the feeling that I'm trying to kind of get across with as little lines as possible because of the style, but with as much detail as necessary, so that everyone who consumes the artwork, who views the artwork, can understand the feeling behind the character and the way that she is, as you know, as a character from just a glance. So this is the kind of thing I look at it, like I think about when I do the commissions, so that I can make the person I'm drawing for happy. But most people be like, well, draw for you and they'll be happy. And I say that when I draw for me and I'm happy, that's great. But the thing is that they're paying me money. You know what I'm saying? They're paying me money, and they want a certain thing. They want me to bring their vision to life. So I need to think about a few different things to make sure that vision happens in the right way. But I'm not sure if anyone else, other more professional artists than me, think the same way. But as a designer, as my day job, as a designer, this is the way I need to think to be able to meet client briefs. And so I utilize that in my artwork, which may not be normal for an artist, I don't know. But it's normal for me as a designer. So the hair, I believe, is one of the main emotive points of this character. So I think if I get her hair and her lines right, and the prettiness and the softness right in her hair and in her eyes, I think the rest of the image is going to come together much better than it would have if I hadn't. So yeah, I don't know. That's my kind of chatty piece on it, SK. I hope that actually helped you to, you know, figure out, you know, the thought process behind why I'm actually going through all this painstaking. Is that line looking okay? Should it be in this direction? Should there be that many of them? Does it look soft enough? Is it flowing in a feminine direction, or is it too sharp and too funky kind of deal? Hopefully that helps. So if any of you guys do have any other questions, let me know. I'm using a brush that's about 20 pixels smaller for this, but I think I may even go down to one that's 30 pixels smaller, just to get more details in, you know, with the kind of the shape of the face and that kind of thing, just because you want this to be bold, but you can't have it too thick. Oh, you haven't thought of it that way? Yeah. I suppose I find that a lot of my thought processes are kind of based on me having done client work in the past for my job, and that the reason why I tend to be able to knock out a commission and get a reaction in terms of, oh hey, that was what I was thinking of, that was how I'd envisioned my character, thank you for being able to bring her or him or it, depending on what it was, to life. I find that these are the key things that I've got success with, and that's the reason why I wanted to tell you guys about that level of success that I've particularly had with this, simply because, as I say, I'm not particularly an artist. I am a designer. There is a difference. Artists and designers will totally tell you that there is a massive difference in between what they do in the creative industry. And so this is how I approach artwork as a designer. So, you know, now I think that hair's looking pretty good. If we just zoom it back out here, so we've got a more, it has the same kind of shape in it, but if we take away the base sketch, as you can see, it's a little bit softer. The lines are in a better place, at least in my opinion. The lines are in a better place. And now we've got the chin in. We're going to get her neck in as well now, and start on her outfit, which also, I suppose, is a very good indicator of femininity. And same with the pose. The pose is important as well, and the general way the character sits as well is also, I think I may change this elbow to be in front of her, so her hand shows rather than having it down here by her tail. But we'll see how that goes. I'm going to probably be refining her clothing at the moment. So she's got this little top here, and I'm just trying to think about the best way to show off the feminine kind of frills that she's got. Can you shout out each layer change? Okay, so the layer changes that I've done, the sketch is on one layer. Okay, the hair and the ears and that starfish are on another layer. I did an extra layer just for the mouth and the bottom of the face and her neck, and now I've gone to another layer to do her clothing. So I try and isolate most things. Like usually this will get compounded down into one layer anyway. But if I really super want to change something, it's just easier to go back on a layer to kind of do that. So I'm on layer 4 at the moment, just working on the clothing. So she's got kind of this this beautiful kind of I don't know how you would say it, this kind of like lace type top, and I'm thinking that we may end up kind of putting this kind of little collar on it and kind of adding a trim in here. So we've got this kind of beautiful collar at the top, just to kind of, I don't know, blend it into her, and maybe we'll give her a necklace at some point later. But there is a flower over here that's going to come into play as well, so we don't want to crowd it too much. Now I'm going to add a new layer just for a moment, just so I can get this curve of her bust in, and then erase the part where it's intersecting her collar, just so I can see for later. Now I'm going to merge that layer into my new one. So now we're still back where we're all on one layer again. Now I've merged the layer, but that's what I do if there's a tricky intersecting kind of line that I'm going to make, but I don't want to fiddle around with for too much. It's just the quick way that I deal with stuff. Alright, so this here is like her puffy sleeve, and then she's got a beautiful kind of wavy top, like in the sleeve, and it's the same over on her arm on this side, but as like her hair's covering most of it kind of deal. So as you can see, we've got a lot more detail in through here now, and we are going to add a new layer so we can work on the, yes, merging layers into one layer again. It just keeps it easier to know where the stuff is. So we do have another flower kind of on this side under her hair, and we will see a couple of petals, okay, coming up and out. So I kind of want to make them, I'm not very good at flowers, but I kind of do want to make a bit of an effort here. So I've gone to a new layer, and then I'm going to go back and I'm going to erase behind so that our flower kind of takes the stage over here behind her, and then we're going to merge again. So this petal here is in front, this one is behind, so we're going to color it in so I know which ones are which. Okay, and then I'm going to again make a new layer for this petal. It's going to be in front here at the bottom or whatever, and I'll look up some reference, I think, probably for a pretty tropical looking flower later, since all I'm doing is making some gigantic kind of flowery mess down here somewhere. Okay, so yeah, we'll figure that out somewhere along the line. So, you know, take here and maybe a little pollen thing or whatever, like a hibiscus or something. We'll figure that out when we get to it. But there is a flower over here, and it's got petals and stuff, and we'll know what that means when we come to actually making the thing. So so then we're going to merge that, and that's kind of the top of her top going on at the moment. Okay, so now we're going to deal with this bottom part of her top, which again is kind of this I don't, how do you put it? You say it's kind of this frilly scalloped thing, and I don't really want to make kind of like a cop-out of just doing this the whole way around, because I think it's not going to do the fashion design in this justice. So I need to think about that kind of thing in this like refining stage of of the character. So if I need to go out and I need to have a look around and see if I like things or not, we can do this and take away the bottom sketch and have a look and see, oh, that flower makes it look too busy. I don't really think that it'll do anything or add anything at this point. So now is the time where I go, you know what, I'm gonna just take it out. I'm gonna take it out. When we're not enjoying it, it's not what we want. So I'm gonna take it out. So there's this kind of stage where I'm just like, nope. I don't even want to deal with that. So we're going to go back to the drawing board and try and capture it in a better way. Maybe if we move the flower over, or if we put it on another side, depending on if the client's okay with that, you know, that kind of thing. So again, we're going to have a collar on this side kind of thing. Maybe what we can do is put like a shell motif, kind of like, yeah, okay, that might work. So as you can see, this is very back and forth in a major way when I refine sketches on this kind of level, just because I've been given a brief. We got to make something look really nice. We don't have too much detail to work with since we're working on a Minecraft skin. All right, so my reference pictures is a Minecraft skin, and you got to kind of, I don't know, think about that when you're designing. I'm going to take all of this out actually. So when you think about it, when you're designing, right, you have a Minecraft skin. That is the only thing you're going on, and some words that someone's told you that they want you to kind of deal with or represent or make come to life. So yeah, for me, I'm kind of sitting here going, okay, we're trying a certain thing. That thing's not quite working in the way that I would like them to. So we try again. We try a different approach. So I think that perhaps you know, making like shells, like cute shells along here as the top of a dress might work. Let's give it a go. See how it goes. So for me, the refining stage of the sketch is probably the most important for me in terms of understanding how I can, you know, give the client something that they enjoy by the end of it. Right. Now if we zoom out, do we look at that a little bit more? Probably. Okay. During the line art stage, we can refine that, and that's awesome. So, any other questions about this kind of thing that we're doing now, which is a back and forth? Because if this is answering your questions and you don't really have many more, what I'll do is I'll end the stream, if you like, or I can hang around until I've finished the refining part of this stream. So you guys in the chat, you let me know what you'd prefer, whether you'd like me to stay around, whether your questions are answered and, you know, that's it for the day. Just let me know, because this was just meant to be a quick stream on my process, I suppose, as I go around refining things, and you can see exactly how much I actually do change stuff as I go through. Happy watching me hash it out. I know you're always happy to watch me hash things out, SK. You love watching me mess stuff up and figure it out and go, I don't like that. That looks bad. So yeah, so hopefully you guys are getting something, at least something out of it, because yeah, I'm not like a super duper professional artist or anything, and I do tell you guys this. A lot of you guys don't believe me, but it's totally true. And I am still getting used to this new fancy schmancy tablet thingy that I bought, which is kind of epic on a scale I didn't really understand. And I still don't really understand. So I'm getting my lines to do what I want, and all that kind of stuff. I do work quicker without streaming, because I don't have to. I'm not talking as much. But again, I do love making content for you guys, and if this is kind of content that you do want to see, like you do want to see me kind of hash out this kind of stuff, I'm more than happy to stay on stream and talk to myself, and it's good practice for me too. I would say, in terms of getting used to streaming, since that's going to be a part of my content plan now for you guys, is streaming. I still think I'm like queen of awkward at the moment, just like, hello, Christian. Is that how you say your name? I hope it is. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for coming along. We're currently working on one of my commissions, which is this wonderful mermaid girl. I'm just talking about refining sketches and the process that I go through to try and give clients what they want. If you do have any arty questions, just pop them in the box, and yeah, let me know. I'll try and answer them as best I can. So yeah, so we're kind of just hashing out what's going on right now with this character design, adding a few more details in, so that when it comes time for me to do the actual line art, I know that this kind of looks like I'm doing line art, but for me it's still a sketch. So when I come along to do the line art, I know where I can play with details and where I can't, and you know what kind of lines I want to be aiming for. So I'm going back to the body layer now, SK, just so you can keep track of what layer I'm on, to add these womanly curves in. Okay, and her belly button. Okay, so there we go. And now I'm going to go back and kind of erase these top parts, if my eraser kicks in. There we go, away from the clothing layer, just so I can see what I'm doing and all that jazzness. So, and I'm going to go back to the hair layer, and I'm going to take the hair layer out of here too. Alright, there we go. So we're kind of getting there now, sorta. Awesome. So I've got this kind of area. Now I'm going to make a new layer so we can get this kind of this mermaid kind of tail fin kind of area, which I don't know, I suppose it's kind of like where you would normally put pants. I've never drawn a mermaid before. I'm not even kidding you guys. Oh, thank you, Christian. I appreciate that. I'm glad you like my drawing. That's awesome to hear. I'm very new to art. I'm very new to the current technology I'm using. I just bought this new tablet monitor thing that I'm using, and I'm not quite sure how to use it properly yet, but I'm trying my best. So thank you very much. So yeah, we want to give a, you know, femininity and character, and you know, a little bit of detail in here from what we're doing. So let's see if we can kind of break this line on the body and use our new layer that we were drawing these on to kind of get the effect we're going for. Alright, so here we go. So as you can see, I'm kind of in the middle of figuring out how to construct this top part of her her tail, I suppose, is what this is. And I want to make sure that I can get, you know, the kind of the sassiness or the curviness in here in the way that's very womanly, and that's not too intrusive I suppose. Alright. How good am I with it for paper? Honestly, not good. I can't draw very well on paper. I can sketch okay, but I have this problem with not being able to rub out right, like erase properly, and it kind of really does annoy me, where in a way that I don't know. I've always kind of needed a digital medium, and I prefer a digital medium. I have done Copics, and I have done ink and paper and stuff, and all that jazz, but yeah, it's not something I'm really confident or comfortable with, which is the reason why, like, I've been using a small tiny like Wacom Intuos manga for forever, and that's an entry-level tablet, and it's been, you know, something that I've been able to do professional work on. So I've never really really tried too hard to fix what isn't broken. Okay, SK, I've just merged the little tiny fin bits with the body layer, and now I'm going to make a new one, just so, because you're layer counting, just so that I can get this kind of nice bottom tail part going, and erase when I need to. So yeah. But yeah, no, I'm not very good with paper. I mean, I can do it, but it's not something that I've really spent a lot of time practicing too much with. Just because I always preferred to draw digitally, because I could erase whenever I wanted to, because you know me, I make a lot of mistakes, and I'm not afraid to admit that I make a lot of mistakes, because every artist, you know, makes mistakes. Like, nothing is ever perfect coming out the gate. There's always going to be something that you don't enjoy, or that you wish you'd changed, or something like that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try and get a nicer, more rounded, I suppose, bouncy kind of curve going to match my style of cartoony drawing. So, effects. Yeah, so yeah, I don't particularly draw with paper and pencil very often. I do try. I don't succeed often. I can probably show you guys, I suppose, in Discord, some stuff that I've done on paper with Copics and stuff, and you guys can be the judge about that, or about whether or not my digital stuff's better than my on-paper stuff. But I feel as the person that made them, it's not as good as my digital stuff. But that's just me, and I fully admit I am a weirdo perfectionist when it comes to things. So yeah. So now I'm gonna add these cute little bobby bits on the bottom of the tail. So I do kind of like coming in and, you know, really adding a little bit of character, I suppose. You know, just get these bits in here. As I said, they're not going to be perfect. This is a sketch. This isn't line art. So let's just get the effect in there. I was pretty super happy with the way that they came out to begin with. So I'm not going to worry too much about refining them at this stage. I do, however, want to refine the shape of this tail, because I am in hate with it. I don't like it at all. And I also think that this part here needs to come out just a little bit more, so that we can maybe add another kind of bobble on the end here, just so it, yeah, just so it kind of looks consistent in a way that I'm happy with. Okay, so let's try and get this tail right. I really want to give kind of this movement effect to it, but and translucency when I do the final kind of painting for it. So that's a bottom layer. Now that's going to be put in. So I'm merging that layer SK. Just so you guys know. So this is all now one layer. Her face and the lower half of her body is all kind of one layer. It's a bit more rounded, which I enjoy better. Oh, I'm new to artwork. Well, I'm new to kind of doing this particular medium, which is I'm using what is it called? A pen display, which is where you draw on the screen, kind of like a Wacom Cintiq. I haven't used a Wacom Cintiq, but this is a Huion Canvas GT191. It's been pretty popular on art channels for review lately. I bought myself one. I haven't been sent it, obviously. I'm not big enough to be sent anything like that, or whatever. So I did get one. I was using, you know, a regular kind of pad tablet, which is, you know, you don't draw on the screen. You kind of look at the screen and you draw on the little pad in front of you with a stylus. And before that, I used a mouse to do artwork. So yeah, I've always kind of preferred digital art, and that kind of thing. So that's kind of where I've come from, I suppose. So I only got this last week, and this isn't, like, I haven't spent very much time using it, so I'm still kind of very, very new to using this. I do kind of like the idea of that she's got little ends to her fins that we're not seeing because of the movement. So down behind here, like, there's a little end to the fin coming out, I suppose, you know, kind of bubbling out, I suppose. It just makes it look more flowy, you know what I'm saying? So I think I'm gonna add kind of like this bubble kind of wave effect that we can try and refine, I think, a bit in this stage of the game. So I'm not sure, but I do enjoy that a lot better than before. Hello, Nazmul. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. I'm just going to call you Naz, if that's all good. Hey, how you going? We're refining a sketch of a mermaid girl, so thank you for joining. If you have any art questions or questions about what I'm doing or anything like that, please let me know. If you just want to say hi, talk about stuff with other people in the chat, that is also, yeah, just say Naz. All good. If you want to talk about whatever in the chat, feel free. We're pretty easy. So this is just a sketch. I'm probably gonna leave these lines out of the line art and do them in color, I think, in the end. But I'm just gonna have a look to see whether or not I'm happy with this, just in the way that it's flowing a bit more. I don't know at all. Hey, Moo Face. Okay, Moo. Haha, yep, it's Saturday morning Australian time from 8 AM to 10 AM. Whatever that is for you, awesome. I will see you then, definitely. Thank you for joining, Moo. What is the hardest thing I've had to do with drawing? Feet. Feet. I don't like drawing feet and shoes. They are the hardest thing for me. Everyone always says hands, and hands are super hard. Don't get me wrong, but I find feet to be worse. Just shoes in particular drive me insane, which is the reason why I'm super happy I don't have to draw feet on this character. I can just draw, you know, a fin. So I'm kind of thankful that this character is a mermaid. It's the first mermaid I've ever drawn, so this is new to me, and I'm not very good at drawing girls. So again, all of this kind of stuff does kind of add up to me being not in my element, but happy to try. Very happy to try. Yeah, so awkward silence. I'm still learning how to stream, guys, by the way. This is like, what, my 3rd or 4th stream, so I'm not uber at it yet. I'm streaming mostly because people wanted me to show my artwork process, and they asked me in my Discord channel if you guys want to come hang out. Yes, whenever you draw feet, it looks like it merges with a leg. Like I have no ankle. I have that exact same problem, Naz. Don't worry. I have that exact same problem. It drives me absolutely up the clacker. I swear to God. I'm not kidding. It really super does. So I feel your immense pain in that one. Yeah, so yeah, feet are just hard, dude. I don't even understand. I just merged that SK, new layer for the arms. Now, I don't know if I want to change the way her arm goes over here, like this arm. So we're going to leave that. I'm just going to put in her back arm for now. And because I like the position of that, I'm not going to change it. It's fine. So she can stay there like that. I'm going to merge that with the body layer, and then I'm going to make a new one just for this arm kind of sketch thing. Yeah, girls are super hard for me. Some people say they can't draw boys, and that girls are easy for them and boys are hard, and vice versa for other people, where they can draw boys but girls are just super hard. And I'm one of the people who find girls really hard just because I suppose I don't know where the curves go, you know, kind of thing. And yeah, it's been really hard to figure that out. When I first started drawing girls, they looked like dudes with kind of square boobs. Like dudes with square boobs. That, I'm not even kidding you, that is exactly what it looked like. So I'm kind of just, yeah, I'm being real with you. They were awful. They looked like bodybuilding girls, except with their boobs being not even boobs. They were just like girl pecs. They were like slightly larger, rounder looking man boobs, and it was terrifying. My girls used to look awful, and I probably still can't draw them. Now, I'm debating on moving this arm from here. I don't really like the way it's sitting. It feels like it's a bit of a cop-out. I kind of want to see if I can make her hand gesture either come down here so she's resting a hand here, or perhaps maybe from here, kind of holding something like a pearl, or kind of resting her hand here, like swords. I need to practice weapon design. Honestly, I really do need to practice weapon design. So I'm thinking maybe kind of like a hand somewhere here is maybe a little bit more feminine, I suppose. Maybe she's holding a starfish or a clam, you know, something like that. I just think that down here is not a good place for this hand. I don't like it. Even though she's going to be sitting on like a rock down here, or actually sitting on a clam, you know, something like this with some spray, kind of like this later on. Yeah, I'm kind of debating SK. The top is the top, and I don't mind hiding some of this hair, but keeping this down here just makes the pose flat. Yeah, so I'm thinking that maybe we can I don't know. I don't want her to be kind of, to have a weird short forearm, because if we're doing this, right, with her hand, yeah, I think most artists find that hands and feet are difficult. You have to work a lot at getting them right. For me, like, if we're going to be having her arm, which is this long, okay, come up over here, as you can see, for the most part, this here is actually seems like the same length, but really her arm is foreshortened here, which means it could look really, really weird when we draw it in, and it will look too short. So we got to be really careful about where we place her hand on the tail and how we place her hand on the tail. So if we just kind of, if you see here, like if we're going to place her hand here, as you can see, this part of her forearm is way too short. And foreshortening in this particular pose is going to look, I don't know, it's going to look a bit weird, since I'm not very good at foreshortening. And obviously this isn't my character, you know. So I'm particularly concerned about getting her quite right. So what I'm going to do is create a folder and insert these layers. Right, I'm going to lower the opacity, and I'm going to turn off the sketch layer, just so we can see what we've got. And so we're now working on this layer so that we can see and isolate the shapes that we're going to try and create. So if we're trying to create a hand over here, all right, so her thumb's going to be out here, her fingers are going to be kind of up and curved around here. If we look at it, and this is still too short, and I'm no good at foreshortening. So what can we do to solve the problem is what I'm thinking about. So I was thinking perhaps, okay, what if we did bring this hand up and over? And what if we brought this arm out a bit more? We could do her holding something, or we could do a hand on a hip, I suppose. But I don't think the hand on the hip is going to suit the character very well. So let's erase all of this and think about it a bit more. And this is why SK wanted me to keep going, so that she could see me sit here on stream and completely sweat while I sit here and figure it out, because she really yeah, a hand on her thigh is a bit sexy, right? And it's kind of, and we don't want that for this character. That's why I was thinking a hand in this kind of position here, kind of like, you know, just holding something, is less, I suppose, risque, especially considering this is a content creator we're talking about, and we don't want to over sexualize her character. You know, we don't want to get that. A hand pulling back over her ear, that could work too, but that's going to change the way the hair flows, SK. Holding a starfish or a clam is what I was thinking too. Just because I think that would be appropriate for her character. But if we did, SK, here, I'll hide this layer and we'll do it again. If we did move this arm here, her shoulder would come up to here, because of the way that she would be putting her hand up here, and we would have a really large kind of, I don't know, what would you say, there'd be skin here that wasn't her arm here, and her hand coming down here, which would all get a bit funny in here, unless we let's delete this again, unless we moved it this way, okay, for our arm here to kind of go where it needs to go. Which I suppose wouldn't be bad either. Like I don't think this would be too bad. But again, we're hiding one of the key features of the hair we wanted to keep, which was this kind of coming down here section, which would kind of, I don't know, I think it'd look a bit messier. So if we delete this layer and we go back to the holding the clam, yeah, exactly, we'd lose the front lock. So I think that we might actually kind of work from this really awful rough sketch of mine here, with her arm, just make it an appropriate size. So we're gonna work with this kind of vibe, I think, and I think it's feminine enough. It doesn't hide too much. I don't think the bottom of the top is super important to the character design. I do think these little kind of fishy bits on the sides of her mermaid tail is a bit better, and the top of the top is probably a little bit more important, I would say. So what we're going to do is we're going to work off this. We're going to hide this. Oh, sorry, hide this. We're going to work from this kind of sketch here, and it's going to get wonderfully confusing as to what I'm doing, but we'll try our best, I suppose, to get something that'll look nice. So let's refine this a little bit. So we're going to have, I would say, this kind of thing here going on, with another finger here. This will be 2 fingers, okay, but you know, you're not going to particularly see it. You would probably indent this part here just a little bit to bump it over, so people would know that there's, you know, there's another finger in there somewhere. We'll figure it out, like, you know, something like that, and then a pinky down along here somewhere. Okay, this is obviously not going to be how we're actually doing this hand, but for now it's gonna do the job, just so we can figure out what we need to stick in there. So we'll take out this one. Oh god, okay. We're going to take out this entire hand. Alright. No. Even that sketch was truly, utterly abysmal, guys. Like, holy crap. So, as you can see, hands are hard for everybody. And I mean everybody. Hands are stupidly hard. So, I think we may actually even turn her arm just slightly, so we've got something else kind of to work with. I want this hand to end up being kind of in the middle of her top, and I don't want it to look too funny. So let's see if we can make a few adjustments and get what we drew to fit. So as you guys can tell, like, this is a process. it's a process, and it does take me a fair while to refine a sketch, like any kind of sketch, and for hands usually it's taking quite a while to sort out even simple hands for characters that are feminine, because I don't know, feminine hands to me are just difficult. They're very different in shape to male hands, especially when you're doing something that's a little bit more I don't know, this is a little bit more detailed than a regular kind of chibi drawing. I would say. So for me, when I think about drawing this shape here, I'm going to try and draw, like, I'm going to try and make it look as feminine as I possibly can, which means that, you know, curved fingertips, not like, and I'm not used to drawing curved fingertips. I'm used to drawing square, blocky ones, like, you know, fingers that do this, you know, kind of, and can be super bold. So like, I'm used to massive cartoon fingers, you know, like coming through here, being super bold, you know, like this kind of deal, you know, and that's a male character's hand. You know, this huge thing is like obviously male, you know, and it's not a girl's hand. So it's for me, I find it very hard to get the petite, delicate things right. And with a mermaid, I think that petite and delicate seems to be like they're kind of two words that do really kind of go with this kind of character. And you know, she's not the same as another character, like a regular chibi character that I'll be drawing. So I'm just kind of trying to get these shapes right. So yeah, for me, like big blocky super cartoony hands, all good, can draw them in a heartbeat. These more delicate kind of, I'm holding a clam and I'm super amazing and kind of really dainty hands, God no, they look like a balloon. And I'm fully aware that they Textilate, yes, I'm so sorry. I figure SK, what I figured you were talking about is like the giant man hands that you liked. I guess. Textilate does kind of kill, and I'm sorry for anyone that's kind of experiencing that. Okay, so maybe we just kind of refine it. See, that angle's too harsh, and I don't want to make it super detailed. So getting this angle right kind of, okay. Kind of matters a fair bit, because we'll have some knuckles here, okay, and then we'll have a thumb here. Yeah, that's a bit better. Okay. Okay, we're starting to actually get somewhere with these dainty little hands. As you can see, it does take me quite a while to manage to get somewhere with this. Hands are hard, guys. It's like it's not a you know, it's not an exception, or, you know, it's not that you suck, it's that everyone sucks at hands, and, you know, we all have to kind of go through the same struggle. You know, I suck as much as the next person at hands, actually probably more than most people. Oh, cop and lag. I hope we're not too bad. We may end up having a little bit of congestion. I'm not quite sure. Are we all good? Stream health says it's fine. So I'm not quite sure what's going on if we are lagging. But I'll try my best to rectify it if I can. How bad's the lag? Can we still see stuff? Yeah, I think we might take out that pinky and leave it be implied that it's there, or at least show kind of this, she's curled her pinky over or something, like Yeah, and I might actually curl this one too, because that seems to be, yeah, that seems to be a bit better. All right, we can work with this. We now have a set of hands we can work with. Slight hiccups too. I'm so sorry, Naz. As I said, I'm pretty new, and we are in Australia. Well, I am in Australia, and being in Australia doesn't help in terms of internet speed. I do have the highest the highest residential internet speed in Australia, like that you can get for uploading. So I do hope that it fixes itself soon, because you know, I can't actually get faster internet. Exactly. I can't actually get faster internet. I would love to have faster internet, but I seriously don't have it. Alright, so this is kind of what we're working with, and I think I might make the clam kind of, I suppose, pop out, kind of like this, you know, like a clamshell does, and pop over like this. So hopefully we've got something good enough. You know, maybe we'll add like a little powder puff on here or whatever, something like that. We can refine that in the line art. This, as I said, is a sketch, so we should be all good. All right, so we've got something going on, which is great. She's holding something. It looks all right. I think what we can do is we can bring this, we can erase her arm in here, and we can kind of replace it. We can replace it in here to the place that we'd like it to be. Okay. So I think here's a good place. Okay. And we can just go in and erase bits that aren't quite the way that we like. And on this kind of clothing and body layer as well, we can take out anything that's getting in the way. Getting in the way of her arm. Alright. So I'm much happier with that arm placement. We will make sure that it stands out properly when we do the full sketch. Like when we do the full line art, we're going to make sure that that does stand out the way that it should. So, ta-da! We're getting there. We're going to turn the sketch underneath back on. And I think the only thing that we have left to do really is to refine the eyes. So obviously, new layer. And we're gonna go in and do the eyes. I hope that the lag isn't too bad for text chat. So this is kind of it's kind of a thing, I suppose. So I'm hoping that we can get it kind of sorted, because I'm watching chat come up on my live dashboard and stuff. Going okay, wicked. So last thing we've really got to do is, I suppose, refine her eyes. And I want to make them, you know, lovely and beautiful, and have her eyebrows, you know, kind of reflect femininity, which usually they don't for me. Usually they're happy, excited eyebrows, and they do a thing. So we're going to see how we can how we can actually make these look just a little bit more refined. Obviously this here was getting an idea of the way, like the expression we kind of wanted, but now we're going to go in and we're probably going to add some extra lashes, you know, make sure that the eye perspective is right. Hey Sayan, I don't know why you're up, but hello, welcome to what was meant to be a really short stream. Turns out that it's been an hour already as I've sat here kind of refining this sketch. This is going to be a speed art coming up, so you guys are just hanging around, seeing what we're going to end up with when we start the speed art. So I'm kind of sitting here just trying to work out how I want her eyes to be, like what kind of expressiveness I'd like, whether I want to encapsulate her eye or not. Yeah. Yeah. The lag I probably had to do with my 41 tabs open on Chrome. Jeez, you are a Chrome master. I do that kind of stuff too. I have so many tabs open. Everyone's like, why do you have so many tabs open? And I'm like, cause I do. Cause tabs are amazing and I need them in my life. So I'm trying to figure out what kind of eyelashes I want for her, whether we're going to be, you know, doing like a super party lash kind of look. And there's my kind of my job coming into it. Do we want party lashes, ladies? You know, how big do we want these lashes? How bushy do we want them? How awesome is everything? So yeah, I'm trying to figure out if I want these hooded lids also going to be in the line art, or if I want to leave them as like a makeup look, which is softer. So it's not really like an eyelid crease, more as it is, you know, this here will be a color, you know, like a pink or an apricot color, something like that, to you know, maybe get like makeup, like a makeup kind of feel. I don't want like too much to happen. So I'm just trying to figure out whether or not I want these eyes to be encapsulated the way that I'm thinking I do or not, or if I'm kind of you know, if I kind of want them to be like this. But I think she looks kind of evil if I encapsulate her eyes too much, or I'm not quite sure. I wanted her to look pretty womanly, and I don't think it looks too bad, but I think it could also look pretty evil. Encapsulated, kind of like the way what I mean by encapsulated is surrounded by a line in terms of anime eyes. So like some anime eyes you can do this, or cartoon eyes you can do this, and then this bottom part here, SK, is left empty. So like empty. And enclosed eyes is what I normally, or encapsulated eyes is what I refer to as a more, you know, realistic kind of style of eye, where like the whole eyeball actually has a thing going on, you know, and then you have an iris and a pupil kind of in here doing a thing, you know. So I call this more encapsulated, and this, you know, more open kind of thing. So if you can see like the difference, so you can do one of these eyes kind of in an encapsulated style, where you kind of allude to it being there in this kind of sense, like you allude that this is round. So this is kind of more the style where I'm going for it. You know, kind of half there, half not there, where we're kind of, you know, and then the eyelashes kind of come from here. So this is kind of what I'm kind of thinking about, this style here, which is kind of both, you know, together. So yeah, I'm thinking about which way we want to go, but I do think this kind of eye right here makes her look evil in a sense. You know, even if we give her a soft brow, you know, like this, I think I don't know, maybe I need to kind of take a bit of a step back and look at it to see if it fits. But I think maybe it's I suppose it could look nice. But I'm thinking that it may look just slightly sinister right now. What do you guys think? I'm going to wait for chat to catch up and have a drink because my voice is like caning or whatever right now. You can hear the Coke go, but you tell me in chat if you think this looks slightly sinister or not. I'll wait for you. Oh, lordy cakes. So, yeah, I'll erase this while I wait for chat to catch up. Holding your vote till you see the other eye? Really? Oh my god. I have to draw the other eye, hey? What does everyone else think? What does everyone else think? You need to see. It does, but you love it. Oh my lordy cakes, guys. You may love it, but I can't have it. You can't have it. It's not cool. She has to look like beautiful and ethereal and lovely. She can't look, you know, mega bitch face or something like that. It's just not the way it's meant to work. I'm gonna go to a new layer as I draw in this other eye, and try and keep the same style as I did before, just so we can kind of compare what we're doing. Looks a bit cheeky. Oh my lord. I told you guys I'm not good at girls. I'm really super not. And I do kind of ooh, that was a bit wonky. I do kind of want to get this right, kind of you know, for Glowly, because her character's a beautiful character. I love it. I love her character to death. But yeah, as I said, I don't really want to get it in a place where she's gonna say, well, that's not what we were going for, you know. Even if everyone else likes it, it's about whether Glow likes it, I suppose, and whether it fits what Glow wants the character to be. Scroll out. Yeah, I'll do it in a sec. I just need to align these pupils a bit better. That's all I'm doing, SK. So just gonna align these pupils just a little bit better and give this a bit of a darker lash line the way it's meant to have, and put some lashes coming out the back here just so we're consistent. Consistency is a thing. Yep, I'm gonna sing about consistency. It's like I've got like the worst dad jokes, I swear. So yeah, okay, so let's give her an eyebrow as well. A pretty sweet kind of expression. It starts about a bit back here. All right, let's scroll out and have a look. Oh, I secretly love a good dad joke. Well, since I'm a single mum to little Boxle, I have to tell horrible dad jokes. It's like a requirement. Okay. How do you guys feel about that? I know the pupils are off at the moment. The irises, sorry, are off at the moment. The irises are off. That I definitely need to fix them. I'm just trying to determine whether or not I actually... See, like, I'd need to fix this part in here. It's just not the right angle. But I'm just trying to determine whether or not this would be a this is a good eye shape or not for a feminine kind of character, like girly, ethereal. It's not really sweet, right? Like, she looks like she's Queen Bee and she knows it. Like, it's the wrong kind of eye look. She really does, she's like, I'm the best and I'm awesome. And, you know, I think the round shape is right. I think we should probably tone back the party lashes. These things need to be toned back so she's not like, I'm the most beautiful thing on the face of the planet ever. So let's try a couple of different eye shapes here. I think round still works really, really well. I want to kind of get that same beautiful kind of angelic, sweet look to her. Like maybe a high brow, maybe a lower brow. No, she looks a bit too sad. Maybe a couple of lashes, you know. Let's see. Let's do this. Let's kind of have a couple out here. This so, you know, and then she'd come around this way like that because of the angle, you know, and she'd have a couple of lashes here, couple there, with her eyes kind of here, you know. So we're just gonna thumbnail some eyes. So as I said, here we've got a pair that I think may actually end up looking fairly decent, you know. I think those are a bit more angelic in terms of the way that we can make them look. Maybe. So, you know, and then blushies, kind of this kind of thing that we're doing. Rounder is sweeter. Sorry for chat lag, SK, but you are right. Rounder is sweeter. We don't want to give her like massive like moo eyes though, like the big huge I'm sparkly in every single fucking dimension to the point where, you know, you can see the glitter dimension through her eyes. Like, you know, you don't want this kind of gigantic round like mega megla I'm super sparkly kind of, you know, shiny 5 million reflection kind of. You don't want this. we don't want to go like mega anime on it, simply because I don't think it'd suit. But I think maybe we can do something with this set of eyes as a sketch. So let's take this out. Let's grab the lasso tool, take this away, X, V, okay. Now that's on its own layer. Needs a bit of shyness. Yes, I agree. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to bring these eyes over and we're going to test them out. So this is the best way I find of doing things, is just let's test it out. Let's do the thing. So we want to be able to move certain parts of our eyes around. Like the massive anime eye thing probably isn't what we're doing. So we're going to squish these just a bit. and they're obviously on the wrong angle, but we're gonna kind of see how they fit in terms of, do we want, you know, this roundness going on? Obviously it looks like hell, but you know, we're just gonna bring them in. Let's try getting them on the right angle first, otherwise we're you know, not really gonna accomplish anything by looking at them. Okay, so if we now look at these eyes, they look a little bit sweeter, a little bit more angelic. I think that we can fix it a little bit. We need this part here kind of coming up rather than going down. These lashes definitely need to change, so that kind of effect. All right, we're kind of getting somewhere ish with this sketch now. I'll wait till you guys manage to catch up, and you guys tell me what you feel kind of about this sketch, kind of about how we're doing in terms of, we just want to do this to see, I suppose we're going to obviously draw over them, but we want to see if this is kind of the place that we want to be, which I do believe it kind of definitely is the place we want to be. We just want to make sure that we're getting the right feel, the right fit. Looks better than the others. Yeah, it does. We'll obviously be working on these and getting them right and stuff, so we'll keep those as a backup. Let's draw another set. Welcome. I'm apparently doing some eyes as well. Let's do a thing on eyes. Okay, so we have a more kind of, let's try a really oval shape. So we know that we want the top lid of the eye to be around here. Alright, so let's do a really oval shaped ones. Who has questions about eyes? I like talking about eyes, I guess. I think that set was nice. Let's try really taking it to the super extreme. In terms of, I think she's going to look sleepy with these eyes, so I'm actually just going to say no. I think we'll work with these ones. We will. But yeah, if you guys have any questions about eyes, do let me know. Alright, so we're going to work with these. We're going to work on these. I don't want them to look weird. We'll be out of line. So let's have a look. Or like horizontally oval, SK. We want to get these in position, properly in position before I which is the reason why the transform tools, I enjoy them like a lot, simply because we can get a rough sketch into a decent position. We can work it around until we get to a point where we're happy, and then we can properly adjust our picture. Now, people say that this shit's cheating. I don't care. I'm a designer. I'm not an artist. I want to give someone the best quality work that I can possibly give them. I've learned to draw eyes. That's cool with me. But at the same time, how do I make eyes look like a set instead of a mashed up face? Okay. So I find with eyes, it's like the deform tools help me, Naz, like a lot. It helps me try and get the right kind of positioning for me. And like with this set, I know I'm going to have to go back and change the way this eye here looks because it's not on the right angle for this face. So eyes deform depending on where they are in the face. So we've got a middle line down the face, which is here, but you also have to take in consideration what we haven't drawn, which is a nose, and there is one right here. Like, this nose may not appear in my drawing, right? This nose here, but it's there. And not all, like, eyes don't go to the edge of the face, right? They don't usually hit here, but sometimes they can look like they do. In this case, these eyes aren't the greatest thing that we want to do. We've got an angle here, so she's looking at us on a bit of an angle, and we can't make that angle too extreme, but at the same time we can't do two face-on eyes, otherwise it won't work. It just won't work. So what I like to think about is where the round parts of the face are and what we're leaving out, like where what we're leaving out actually lies. So I know that the bridge of the nose is actually somewhere where her nose meets her eyebrows is somewhere up here, right? On each eye. And the nose is somewhere down there. Okay, and this is a horrible way to draw it, but this helps you understand the dynamics of the way that I'm drawing the face. So to me, you know, her eyes, one fits in here, one fits in here. If you're drawing the eyeball shapes, all right, one of them's going to come here and this part here is going to cut it off. So there's an angle that we're looking at, and her eyeball here is curved. So the middle of the eyeball is actually round, same as the middle of the eyeball here is round. Okay, so you have a surface to think about. Just the same way as, like, if she's looking this way, you need to adjust how she's looking. So if you can see now, you have what looks like a set of eyes, even though I've just drawn two like eyeball shapes randomly. Okay, you can see that now it looks like she's got a set of eyes that fit on her face. Does this make sense to you guys with me drawing it this way, as to how you construct a pair? You can't draw one eye and not think about the one that's on this side of the face first. This eye here for me is the one that I draw first because it dictates the shape of this eye over here, but it's this one here that most people draw first, and then they can't get this one to look right because usually this one over here that they've drawn is wrong to begin with. If do you know what I mean? If you start with this eye here, okay, this one is much easier to complete, at least for me. And of course, none of this is set in stone. This is the way that I draw them, you know, and I taught myself to draw them. So when I draw eyes, I always set out with the goal of drawing this eye first, just because I can make this one match it properly and it to look like it's the same thing. Whereas if I start off with this eye, like you've seen, often this eye won't be good enough or the right angle. Just like this picture here that we're using, this one is kind of the right angle but not quite, and they don't quite match, which is the reason why we have to go back to the start and draw them the way they should look. You know, we've got the general design down now and we know that that's the design we're going for, but we now have to actually make it look like it's part of her face, which is the hard part. But I'll wait for chat to catch up and see if you guys have any other questions before I move on and actually start drawing in the eyes on top of this kind of configuration. So I'm hoping that you guys can see this and it makes sense to you. So I'll give chat a minute. And I'll do some erasing to just see if this kind of, just to clean it up, so you can just kind of have a look a bit at the construction of how I start my stuff. You shouldn't be up, Naz. Yeah, it's like 2:16 in the afternoon here, so 2:16 p.m. So I'm in the middle of the day. It's little Boxle's birthday today, and when it's 3 o'clock, I'm gonna have to go pick her up. So yeah, it'll be fun. Gonna watch some movies and do all sorts of stuff. So yeah. So are we cool? We know what we're doing. We know why stuff is constructed the way it is. I'm gonna take that away, actually. I am, well, not take it away, but I'm gonna leave it there, but just on a hidden layer. Actually maybe not. Maybe I'll use it to help align this copy of the eyes so I can work easier on it. So that's gonna help like a lot, actually, to give us the kind of fit we want for this set of eyes. There we go. Happy birthday. Thank you. And to you in 2 days. Ah, amazing. Lots and lots of birthdays. So many happy people. Happy birthday to everyone. La 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 la. Okay. So now we've got eyes that kind of fit on her face. Obviously, this isn't the exact set of eyes that we really want to happen, but we're gonna work with it. So we're now gonna get some eyeball action happening. So I hope that helped you at least figure out how I find out where stuff needs to go, at the very least on a face, to make it look like it should. Just because if you don't have that opposite eye, it really messes you up for the rest of it. At least I find. But you know, other people work way differently. And there's a lot of good eye tutorials for cartoons and anime and all that, and manga styles and stuff on the internet. I think I'm gonna give her a sweet eyelid here and a little bit of a drop down. So we're gonna just design this here. But yeah. So now you can see that we're getting a much more rounded shape. We're not elongating into where the nose is anymore. So if I bring that back up, her nose is over here, but I don't like it touching very much over there. So stylistically, I've decided that I'm gonna shorten her eye to here, just to give it a bit more of a rounded look, not so oval, which will make it feel sweeter. Make it feel sweeter, you know, and also help us to make it look like we're working over in this kind of sweet, angelic, la la land kind of ethereal look. And we'll get this thickness right too. I think I actually might need to turn the canvas to get the swirl of this eye the way I would like it. Alright. Yeah, it can look really unnerving is a good word for it. You know, when eyes just look off, a lot of people tend to get quite unnerved, or they look at a face and they go, that just doesn't look right, kind of thing. That can happen when you do have eyes on a weird angle in the face. So yeah, we're just kind of trying to get this eye to curve up and over the way that this one over here does. And I'm using my lovely little guide that I did for you guys, just because, again, this is what I do and it super helps. It really does. I can't stress enough how much this actually works for me in terms of getting it right. Because now that we've got our guidelines and we've done our ovals and we know the way the eye should look, we can come over and make it happen, you know, and get this kind of downward angle looking the way that it should across both eyes. Now if I take it away, like you can see, we're kind of working on this on a similar principle. Okay, so her pupil's going to be somewhere in here, looking lovely. Okay, we're probably going to erase this over here and maybe even change her pupil shape just to match a little bit more. Okay, just a little bit more. Alright, let's have a look, see. So she's starting to get there. If you want to have a look along with me, you can see that she's really starting to get this kind of consistent. Her eyes are on the same plane. Like, look about her. So the eyes are super hard. Like, I'm not gonna lie, eyes are super hard. And I have a problem with them every single time. So, and then I'm gonna give her sweet little eyelid kind of going on in here, and I suppose another sweet eyebrow, which is gonna probably for this eye start in her hairline, which I don't like as much, so I'm gonna actually bring it back so it starts just next to it instead. Okay, and we'll do something with that later. But now we've got something, I think, which is a little bit more sweet, a little bit more lovely, more kind of mermaidy, I suppose, if you wanna go there. And obviously we can tweak, I would say, tweak this bottom line here when we do the final line art, I suppose. I just feel that this bottom line may be just a little bit too oval. Okay, so we'll try and perfect it. We'll try and, yeah, you know, that's a little bit nicer. So try and get it down now. So there. So now it doesn't look, it looked like one eye was just slightly droopy there. We've corrected that. Yeah, so I hope you guys have enjoyed this kind of sketch refining process. This is actually pretty much refined enough for me to know what I'm doing when I go to line art and when I color this now. So we've had almost an hour and 40 minutes, just over an hour and 40 minutes of refining this from its most basic sketchy form. And I'll turn this one off and I'll show you what we had originally, which was this one here. So this is what we started with. I'm not going to put in any of the scale detailing simply because I want to leave that for color only, because I think that would look better. But we now have a more refined, more, I suppose, lively sketch. You know, there's a certain personality in her hair, there's personality in her eyes, there's a little bit more personality in her tail, and we've fixed her hand to add a more realistic kind of pose to the way that she is. So this now here is going to go into, well, stay in this program. I'm going to line art it, I'm going to color it, and that'll actually be a speed art video that should come out probably this Sunday, hopefully, if I can manage to get it all edited and all sorted out after coming back from my massive business trip. So I am so super excited about finishing off this artwork for Glow Lee. She's wonderful. No, it's fine, SK. I'm glad that, you know, you guys put up with me for almost, you know, an hour and 45 minutes again. I'm hoping that my ability to keep talking and not, you know, give you guys massive awkward moments is getting a little bit better. I'm feeling a little bit more comfortable on stream, even though I'm messing up my artwork, and you know, you're seeing me make all of these kinds of mistakes and how I problem solve and all of that kind of stuff. And it's, you know, it takes ages, and I do admit that I'm not the fastest artist. I do try my best though, but I always try and deliver the best quality that I can for whoever's commissioning me, whether it's a giveaway prize or someone who's paying me to do their artwork. It's their personality, it's their character, it's their vision. I'm just trying my best to get it the way that they want it. But thank you guys so much for tuning in with me. I super appreciate it. I'm going to put my Twitter down on the bottom screen, if I can get it to do it. It doesn't kind of want to. So we'll just do this and then we'll turn it on. There we go. My Twitter's down the bottom. If you guys want to tweet something at me, if you've got any questions, if you have suggestions, you can go down there to @rocktheboxle at Twitter and you can let me know. You're welcome, Naz. You're welcome. I'm glad that I could help you stay up an extra half hour and you know, put an extra load on your Chrome tabs. If you haven't already and you would like to, you can subscribe for more artwork and even some Minecraft that should be coming out later. And streams are now every Saturday morning, Australian Eastern Standard Time, at 8 AM to 10 AM, which is probably some time that is actually decent for everyone else because they're on the other side of the world. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I am B, and I hope that we can see one another again. Bye, guys!